so you come on in. Make yourself in my home, tell me where you've been. Pour yourself something cold, baby, cheers to this. Sometimes you gotta stay in. You know where I live. You know what we is. Sometimes you gotta stay in. Welcome to my house, baby, take control now. We can't even slow down. We don't have to go around. Welcome to my house, play that music too loud. Show me what you do now. We don't have to go around. Hey, my house, baby, take control now. We can't even slow down. We don't have to go around. Welcome to my house, play that music too loud. Show me what you do now. We don't have to go around. Morning comes and you know that you wanna stay. Close the blinds, let's pretend that the time has changed. Keep our clothes on the floor, open up champagne. Let's continue the night, come on, celebrate. That's how we do. Sometimes you gotta stay in. You know where I live. You know what we is. Sometimes you gotta stay in. Welcome to my house, baby, take control now. We can't even slow down. We don't have to go around. Welcome to my house, play that music too loud. Show me what you do now. We don't have to go around. My house, baby, take control now. We can't even slow down. We don't have to go around. Welcome to my house, play that music too loud. Show me what you do now. We don't have to go around. Welcome to my house.
Pop, pop, it's showtime, showtime, showtime. Guess who's back again? Oh, they don't know, oh, but they know as soon as we walk in. Oh, we're a Cuban links, designer mix, and the world's finest shoes. Don't look too hard, might hurt yourself. Let me get the color red, the blues. I'm a dangerous man with some money in my pocket, keep up. So many pretty girls around me, and they're waking up the rocket, keep up. Why you mad? Fix your face, ain't my puppy on the jacket, keep up. I'm playing so man, come on, put your pinky finger to the moon. Girls, what y'all trying to do? 24 karat magic in the air. Hit the torso player, look out. Second verse for the hustlers, gangsters, fast to the ugly friends. I cannot preach, I gotta show 'em how to pimp, get it in. First, take your sips and do your dip, then spend your money like money. We too fresh, got to put me on Jesus. Hashtag blessed. Are you ready for me? I'm a dangerous man with some money in my pocket. Keep up. So many pretty girls around me, and they're waking up the rocket. Keep up. Why you mad? Fix your face. Ain't my puppy on the jacket. Keep up. I'm playing so man. Come on, put your pinky finger to the moon. Hey girls, what y'all trying to do? What you trying to do? 24 karat magic in the air. Hit the torso player, look out. What y'all trying to do?
And welcome to class, everyone. Welcome to our next Foundations series, our next class for this Foundations series. We've been getting a lot of good responses from these classes, so we're going to keep these going for this this final week of Foundations. Today I get to bring to you Tabata, a little tutorial of this Tabata training format. So I hope with this class today you learn a little bit more about kind of where Tabata came from, and then get to experience not only the standard format of a Tabata training class, but also experience how we, as the Wellness Centers team, use Tabata and kind of how we have fun with it in our group classes. So, before we get into the warm-up and all of our exercises, remember, just like my title screen said, yoga mat, some dumbbells for today's class, and then if this class isn't up to the pace that you would like to go, or what you were expecting, feel free to go into our YouTube channel and search Tabata, and you'll find other recorded classes that you can participate in that are a little more intermediate or advanced level. So, about Tabata training. This training format was created or discovered in a laboratory, basically, not necessarily in a gym or workout scenario. A exercise physiologist, a Japanese exercise physiologist named Izumi Tabata. His last name is Tabata. Did some research on this training type, and this training type involves 4-minute duration of a single exercise. Within those 4 minutes, it's split into just a couple different intervals, a 20-second working interval, and then a 10-second rest interval. Now, the little catch here with a standard Tabata training format is the intensity that you're working out at, and that intensity is supposed to be like high intensity, vigorous intensity. There's a specific VO2 max percentage that you shoot for. I don't remember that specific number, but there's some great research and articles on Tabata training if you really want to like look into it further. But yes, the Tabata training is supposed to be at a high intensity, vigorous intensity output. But how we usually use this Tabata training is, like I said, just kind of fun, and we use that intensity variable differently. We might do things that are more higher intense. We might do things that are lower intensity. We might do cardio. We might do strength. We might do core. So, like I said, in our group class format, it's a fun format to just kind of play with. So like I said, today you'll get to experience a little bit of that standard Tabata format, followed by then kind of how we kind of implement the Tabata training. So with that being said, before we get into our standard Tabata training example, let's get into a warm-up here. So let's make sure we're nice and loose before we start really moving. So if you'd like to, start with a march, just a basic march here. If you want to increase that intensity, feel free to just jog in place. So again, marching for that low impact option, and again, that jog in place as that little higher intensity, higher impact option. So just starting our warm up here. Again, the idea with this warm up is to get our muscles and joints loose. Also to kind of increase respiration, increase that blood flow to our arms and legs. Just that overall preparedness for exercise. And if you've done my classes before, you know that I kind of have a standard warm-up routine with a little bit of variability, but you can probably guess what's coming up next. A little bit of side-to-side step. So when you're ready, side to side here, no high impact version for this, just side to side. Now we're gonna get our arms involved. So starting with our vertical arms or that lateral flexion. So as we step, we reach and tip to the side. Reaching up through the shoulder, and again, tipping to the side, getting that good stretch through the side of the torso. Again, make sure you're breathing here. Let's go into horizontal arms. Now we're adding that twist as we step side to side. Excellent. Couple more here, and then we're gonna go into butt kicks. So I'll start with that low impact. If you know it and want to do that higher impact, go ahead and go right into it. So into some butt kicks here. And I always like for that low impact option, more of that kind of side to side step. Just feels more natural. But bring the heels up to the glutes. That high impact option, if you'd like to go into that right now, is just more of that running in place, bringing those heels up to the glutes. Nice job. Excellent. Just a couple more seconds here. We're gonna go into a little squat variation. So we'll slow it down here and get our feet about shoulder width apart. We're gonna do a few squats, hips back and down, like so. After a few repetitions, we'll get into an elbow to knee twist. So as you come up, elbow to knee twist, down in that squat, and alternate elbow to knee. Lifting that knee up, bringing that torso across the midline of the body. Excellent. Maybe at this point you're starting to feel a little warmer. Maybe you're getting a little bit of a sweat. Maybe you're breathing a little bit heavier. That's what we're wanting right now. One more each side. Excellent. Take one arm across the body, pull, hold for about 2 to 3 seconds, release, and switch, and do the same thing on the other side. One opportunity here for like the shoulders and that upper back. And then we'll finish our warm-up with some jumping jacks. So one more on that other side. And again, I'll start with that low impact option here. So when it comes to jumping jacks, low impact one is that toe tap. Still doing the arm action, up overhead, but just tapping the toe. If you want low impact, but a little bit more movement, lift and step out, then back together, step out, back together. This is that alternative option 2. I like this one a lot. But if you'd like to, and you like more of that high impact, higher intensity jumping jack, go ahead. So rounding out our warm up here, just with a few more seconds. If you'd like to, while I'm talking, during this next section, feel free to march in place, do some butt kicks, high knees, just something to keep you moving if you'd like. So feel free to pause. Again, you can keep moving if you'd like. You can do some other stretches if you feel the need. So like I said, Tabata, 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest for 4 minutes. Kind of neat. As I said before, standard version is always at high intensity, but I recognize, we know that not everyone out there is at that level or capability. So again, we get to play around with that intensity level, but I still want to take you through today what a standard Tabata looks like. So we're gonna do 3 exercises here. No equipment's needed, all body weight. Squats, push-ups, and crunches. So you get to decide how fast you would like to move through each of these movements. If you want more technique-oriented, take it slow during our squats. If you really want that to feel that standard Tabata format, go fast, go quick, try to get as many repetitions as you can in the 20 seconds. Like I said, up to you. So 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest, 1 exercise for 4 minutes. Then we'll take a 60-second rest and we'll go into our next exercise, push-ups, again for 4 minutes, and we'll finish with crunches in the same way. If you're ready, I'm definitely ready. We're gonna do our squats. Technique reminder here again, feet shoulder width apart. We sit back and down through the middle of the foot and heels, down, pushing back through the ground, standing all the way back up, hips underneath the spine. 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest. Again, those 7 seconds are for me, so I can get into my position, but let's get into an example of a standard Tabata. Let's do this. 3, 2, 1, and here we go. 20 seconds. First exercise, squat. Now, as you do these squats, again, the depth that you go is up to you. I always like and encourage full range of motion. So trying to get down where that upper thigh is parallel to the floor. 10-second rest, we do it again. But if you are limited due to joints or whatever, just go the depth that you can go. Here we go, 20 seconds. Excellent. Exhale as you stand back up. And make sure you squeeze the glute muscle to help push the hip bone back underneath the spine. And 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. So like I said, 4 minutes worth. So the 20 and 10 set ends up being 8 sets. Ooh, and I just noticed I'm feeling it. I'm excited. I'm going quick right now. But again, I want to reiterate that intensity variable is up to you. And a little bit of rest. Nice work, everyone. Feet set. Now, as we're doing all of these squats here, double check your form. Again, knees should be pushed out over that fourth toe. We don't want our knees collapsing in, not good for the joints and that structure for this exercise. Beautiful. Rest. How we feeling? Having fun yet? 2, 1. Here we go. Sitting back through the heels, weight distributed, your body weight distributed between the middle to back portion of your foot as you squat down. 2, 1. Awesome. So you're kind of seeing with this timer here, red kind of means stop or rest. Green means go. There's one other color that you'll see, and that's that 60-second rest. That'll be black. So you can get an idea of what's coming up here on this timer. That's it. Keep pushing. Again, keeping with that good form. Hips back, tailbone down to the floor. Nice job. Two, 1. Let's go. Nice job. I'm wondering how many out there are going fast. How many of you out there are trying to get as many repetitions in as you can? 2, 1. Beautiful. I lost track of the count. I don't quite remember where we're at. Let's go. Final 20 seconds here. Like I said, black is that 60-second total rest here. So let's keep this going. Finish these squats nice and strong. And 3, 2, 1. Excellent. 60 seconds. Grab water, maybe towel yourself down if you need to, but start making your way down to the floor. We're gonna do push-ups. Whew. So, as I mentioned before, we're kind of doing that kind of standard format for Tabata, again, except for that high intensity output. We're allowing that to be variable based on what you would like. But yes, you're experiencing right here that Tabata is one exercise for 8 sets of 20 by 10 for 4 minutes straight. Again, making our way down towards the floor, doing push-ups. Again, push-ups on your knees or push-ups on your toes or a combination of both. So hands are set. I'm gonna start on my knees here for demonstration. Again, down and up. Head and knee form a straight line And as you bend at the elbows and lower the body to the floor, you maintain that angle all the way through. 2, 1, and rest. Again, so as we rest here, feel free to stay here, maybe lay flat on the floor, whatever's comfortable for you. But remember, it's only 10 seconds, so we get back to it pretty quickly. That's it. Now, even though we're working the chest, the triceps, the front of the shoulders, keep in mind that good core strength as well. If you've been doing these classes from myself, Laura, and Anna, you might be hearing some different ways of engaging your core. For me, I always like to say, tighten those stomach muscles as if you're getting hit in the abdomen, and then also pulling the rib cage to the pelvis. So that way we keep that back nice and flat and in that proper alignment where we can stabilize the spine throughout the exercise. Here we go, keep pushing. Awesome, nice job. Breathing, breathing. Always exhaling as you push yourself back to this upright position. And 3, 2, 1, relax. Well done. Well done. How we doing? Whew. 2, 1, let's go on that beep. Start that movement. Beautiful. Let's go, keep pushing. 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. What's that intensity like right now? I know for me, I'm starting to feel it in the front of my shoulders. My shoulders are starting to get fatigued. I have to like pause in between repetitions. That's it, keep the core tight. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, rest. Whew. I'm already sweating a little bit. This is feeling good. Here we go. Next round. Three, 2, 1. Perfect. Oh man, my shoulders. Let's keep this going. Stay tough on yourself. Here we go, final 20 seconds. Make them count. Again, nice and flat, straight position from head to knee. 3, 2, 1, and 60 seconds is yours. Yeah. Push-ups, not my strongest suit. Even like chest presses, anything that involves like the shoulder utilization, I've always struggled with. But how are we doing out there? Our next one, crunches. So we'll be back down on the mat. A little ab exercise just to throw in. Just, again, trying to complete a full body workout for this Tabata class today. So your exercise options are endless. You'll get to really see that in the series coming up. So we're finishing that main format here, crunches. So again, laying flat, knees slightly bent, hands can be back behind the head, but not pulling on the head as we squeeze those stomach muscles and use those abs to pull the rib cage, let's go, to our pelvis. So again, relaxed, expanded, squeeze the stomach as if you're getting hit, and then use those abs to bring the rib cage to your pelvis. Awesome. Relax here. That's 1. And 2, 1. Here we go. So again, when it comes to the hands, for crunches, for sit-ups, any of these like core exercises where you can put your hands around or on your head, don't pull on your head. Just lightly keep the fingertips touching your head. We don't want to pull, create stress and strain on like the neck and those muscles surrounding and supporting that neck joint. So even just kind of keeping the arms just in front of you, if you're really good about that good crunch and muscle engagement. But some people prefer the hands on the head. Again, don't pull on the head, just lightly touch. Beautiful. Ooh, I just felt that little bit of fatigue happen right at the end there. Here we go, 2, 1, and go. Next round. Again, you choose that intensity. For this instance, intensity is how quick we are moving through the exercise. Awesome. Intensity is an interesting subject when it comes to exercise. It is slightly different between cardio, between resistance training, but it is all relative in regard to kind of your respirations, your heart rate. Excellent. How are those abs feeling right now? Again, as we get a little more fatigued here, as we do more of these rounds, make sure we're always leading off with that bracing, that squeeze of the stomach muscle, and then using that muscle to pull the rib cage to the pelvis. Here we go, last couple maybe? Here we go. And breathe, exhale as you come up. And 3, 2, 1. And here we go, final 20. Make these count. Again, squeeze that stomach. Let's go. And time. That is the end of our standard format timer that I have for us today. Nice job with that. So, like I said, one of those things that I hope to kind of teach you today is demonstrate that kind of standard format. And that's exactly what we did here. Again, 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest, 1 exercise for 8 sets, a total of 4 minutes. All right, moving into the next couple options. So like I said, for our classes at Medtronic, we use Tabata format in some different ways. It's not always, our class isn't written out as just 1 exercise for 4 minutes. Sometimes we have some fun with it. So we're gonna move into our strength format. So this is where you will need some dumbbells here. And I'm gonna, our first series is going to be a 2 exercise Tabata. So we will do and I'll demonstrate these, a stiff-legged deadlift followed by a shoulder press. And we'll just keep alternating those 2 for the duration of our 4 minutes. So, real quick, real brief with this form. With that stiff-legged deadlift, feet are underneath the hips, knees are soft, so that tiny bit of knee bend but we keep our legs stiff in this position. We hinge at the hip bone, keeping our back flat, hips go back, hands, dumbbells slide down the legs, and we squeeze the glutes to raise our body back up. Then our shoulder press. Dumbbells will be up at the shoulders. That full press, finishing with that bicep right next to that eardrum, and then lowering it back down. So that's that general technique here. So just these 2 exercises for 4 minutes. Here we go. A little different format here. Having some fun, targeting some different muscle groups. So starting with that stiff-legged deadlift, 2, 1, and here we go. And again, when it comes to this exercise, from that hinge position, squeeze your glutes, and that's what raises, starts that upward motion, torso back to that upright position. 2, 1, and rest. So, intensity here. When it comes to resistance training, a lot of the intensity aspect comes from the weight that you're using, shoulder press. So, the heavier the weight, the higher intensity. But like I said before, intensity comes in different factors, different ways. So maybe you only have light weight, 5-pound dumbbells maybe, and you know for the shoulder press that you could realistically do 20 reps in 20 seconds. So that's where the speed at which you're moving comes into play. So you can go a little bit faster without sacrificing that good form and technique. Always being safe when it comes to dumbbells and resistance training. And 2, 1, awesome. Back to that shoulder press. So up at the shoulders here, and press. Again, keeping the core tight and making sure the core keeps yourself in that vertical position, not where we're arched back trying to do our presses. We're staying nice and vertical, spine perpendicular to the floor. Nice work. Back to that stiff leg deadlift here. 2, 1, here we go. Now, the stiff-legged deadlift is definitely one that I would advise to always go at a controlled rate and not go fast. For me, my philosophy, methodology, if you will, when it comes to that lower back area, I always like and advise people to be conscious and in control of any movement that goes across that area. So the stiff-legged deadlift is definitely that one that we want to just always be aware of and in control of. That's it. Let's keep those presses going here. Three, 2, 1, and rest. Back to that stiff leg deadlift. 2, 1, let's go. Again, keeping the hips high, legs relatively stiff. Squeeze the glutes to raise our torso back to our standing position. 3, 2, 1, awesome. Shoulder press. 2, 1, let's go. Final shoulder press here. Excellent, that full press, again, bicep right next to that ear in that overhead position. And 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. 1 minute here. We're gonna go into one more, a little different Tabata strength series. So we did 2 exercises and just alternating them back and forth. This next one, we're gonna have 4 different exercises. So we'll get 2 opportunities back to back, then we'll move on to the next exercise. Again, sticking with that 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rep. That Tabata format. So we'll come down to the floor. We're gonna start lying on our backs for chest press. All right, so start making your way down towards the floor, lying again flat on your back, almost like we did preparing for our crunches. Dumbbells start overhead, and we lower down. Elbows just barely touch the floor, and we press back over top of our body. Kind of bringing the dumbbells back to the midline over top of our chest. 4, 3, 2, 1. That slight rest here. Then one more time, chest press. Make sure we're really targeting those chest muscles. So as we press back up, we squeeze. Squeeze those chest muscles. And again, in control. Arms are nice and sturdy, and they make those dumbbells travel down and up. 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Up on our feet. Into our triceps here. We're going to do an overhead tricep extension. So real quick here, I'm going to be down on my knees. So dumbbells pressed together. We drop behind the head and extend back over top. So a little slightly different angle here. You can stand. I'm just doing this because I know my camera cuts off with overhead movements. 3, 2, 1, and press. Tabatas are tough for me to coach. This is only the 10 seconds to demonstrate an exercise. Here we go, one more time. Keep the dumbbells pressed. Again, arms up overhead. Keeping the elbows pointed up and forward to the ceiling. Working that back of the arm here, those triceps. And 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, back row. So that bent over position, just like our stiff-legged deadlift. Back flat, hips back, core, glutes engaged, and we pull. Squeeze the shoulder blades, pull the dumbbells in towards the torso. Hands like a hook on the dumbbell. Four, 3, 2, 1. Stand up, relax the lower back a little bit, but be ready. One more time here, same position. So, let's go. Excellent. Squeeze, pinch the shoulder blades together. I think the greatest cue is hands like a hook on the dumbbells. Really gets you thinking to use your back versus like using the rest of your arms. Speaking of the arms, regular bicep curl here, so palms forward, elbows in at the sides, and we curl our hands to our shoulders like so. Keep the core tight here, just like our shoulder press. Any of these standing positions, keep the core tight to help stabilize the rest of the body so there's not extra movement and generated momentum. We want to really be specific and target that bicep muscle of the arm. One more time here. Last one here. Love it. Here we go, last 10 seconds. That's it, nice and strict. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Nice job. So you can set the dumbbells down, take this moment here to rest. I have one more series for us, but that was an example of what you might see from our Medtronic exercise classes in this Tabata format. So not always just one exercise like the standard scientific approach, but just a fun way to mix it up and get some good repetitions in. and to mix up the exercises. So we get to train the biceps, you know, in the different bicep curl exercises, or, you know, different shoulder presses, things like that. So my last, excuse me, my last little bit here, as I mentioned, we can use Tabata in a cardio fashion as well. So to keep it fun, to keep it exciting, I have 4 different exercises, and we'll do it just like we did with that previous strength format. So we'll do 2 exercises back to back, and then we'll move on to the next exercise, do it back to back. And like I said, we'll go through 4 exercises. We'll see based on our time. I think we might only be able to go through just the 1 time here. So 1 opportunity for our cardio portion. So timer's reset. We're gonna start with butt kickers first. So again, just like our warm up here, if you'd like that lower impact option, just kind of moving side to side, bringing the heel up to the glutes, or that higher impact running, jogging motion. So I'll demonstrate both. I will always start with the low impact option. 2, 1, here we go. Butt kicks for our cardio Tabata format. So good opportunity here if you'd like to ramp up that intensity. Again, if you'd like. That's the beauty of these classes, is you can always decide what you would like, you know, and how to base your intensity. All right, one more time with those butt kicks. I'm gonna go right into that jogging format. 2, 1, let's go. Nice job. Keep pumping the arms. Make sure you breathe. Let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, ski jumpers. Demonstration here. It's like our stiff-legged deadlift, but we add in that little bit of heel lift and that swing of the arm. So no difference, low impact to high impact. You decide how fast you would like to go. But make sure you have that stiff-legged deadlift position here. Push through the ground, squeeze the glutes as you raise the arms and lift up on your toes. Nice job. One more time. Like I said, this Tabata format is tough to explain these exercises with kind of good cues and good explanation. Whew. Let's go. Squeeze the glutes, throw the arms. Make sure you get those hips up underneath you. Again, that nice vertical body position. And rest. Shuffle. Make sure you have some space left to right, whether it's 3 steps, 5 steps, or 10 steps. We're gonna shuffle side to side. Low impact is more of a side step. High impact is more of that bounce in your step as you go side to side. Again, 3 to 5 steps or whatever space you have, enough where you can go and have that change of direction. One more time with that shuffle. And here we go. Nice job. Again, don't forget about that low impact side step. But I'd like you to try to have that little bit higher pace here. You can do it. And 3, 2, 1. All right, last one here. A quick feet exercise. So with this one, we're stepping over the line, right foot, left foot, and then back. So imaginary line underneath your body. And again, you're stepping over and back, 1 foot at a time, right, left, right, left. Like I said, it is a quick feet exercise. So when you're ready, you can start moving those feet a little quicker. Excellent. I'm gonna do it from this imaginary line here, last time. And 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Again, light on those feet. have that little bit of knee bend, a little bit of bend through the hips. And 3, 2, 1, and rest. Go ahead and stop there. We're at that time to start our cool down, and we'll just kind of recap what we talked about. So, we'll come down to the floor here into a half kneeling position. So I always like to do the hip flexor here, especially if we do some squats. So from this position, we'll squeeze the glutes and rotate that hip bone up underneath us. You might feel that stretch right through that pocket portion of the hip bone right away. You might feel that stretch. But if you'd like to, you can just tip the shoulders back slightly, and that elongates that hip flexor a little bit more. Always here, stretching to that stretching sensation, never to pain. And release. Let's switch and do the same thing on the other side. Again, squeeze the glute muscle together, rotate the hip bone up underneath us, and hold. So I hope you enjoyed and learned a little bit from this Tabata, Tabata Foundations class. Like I said, Tabata is a science-based training approach that has a lot of great benefits. So if you are interested, look up and Google search Tabata in Google and just kind of read some things. Again, I know that there's a lot of things out there, but looking for the information from Izumi, I-Z-U-M-I, Tabata. He is considered like the professor, the godfather of Tabata, the one who actually researched and did the investigation on this training format. So yeah, kind of fun. Again, the traditional or the standard is one exercise for all 8 of those sets at a high or vigorous intensity. But for our classes, we like to play around with it a little bit to make it fun, to make it interesting, and provide a lot of times a total body workout. So Tabatas are a great way to do just a quick workout on your own. If you don't have a lot of time, maybe just choosing, like we did at the beginning, 3 exercises that target the whole body: squats, push-ups, and maybe planks or squat, push-ups, and crunches like we did. And you can get a nice little workout in 13 minutes, I think. This is what it kind of came out to. We'll switch and do the other arm. So whenever you see Tabata on the class schedule, whether it's on-site or virtual, you now know what you might be expecting. Whether it's strength-oriented, whether it's cardio-oriented, maybe it's a mix of the two, but nice all-around training format. So that is it for class today. Again, I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit more about Tabata and this training format. But yes, join me tomorrow morning. I do tempo strength. Excuse me. So that'll be the next foundations class I have for you, where we get to slow down exercises, specifically the muscular contraction, and kind of train our muscles through those different phases in a little different way. So if you can, join me tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Central Time for tempo strength. But excellent job. You guys are great. Thanks for joining me today. Make sure throughout the rest of the day, stay hydrated, eat some good calories. You're welcome, Diane. And make sure you stretch as well. Get some stretches in. So that is it for me. Thanks, everyone. Take care, and I'll see you again soon.